This video will be about using tuck stitch in a basic 1x1 rib. So in this case, we're gonna start by tucking the back and then knitting everything, tucking the back and then knitting everything. That will be called a half English rib or a half fisherman's rib or half shaker. Then we'll move on to tucking the back only, but knitting the front. And then on the second row, tucking the front only and knitting the back. And that'll be full fisherman's rib, full shaker, or full English rib. So I've already done my cast on and I've hung my weights, and I'm just gonna knit one normal row of rib to get started. Then if I want to only tuck the back bed, I am going to change the dial over here to tuck or T. And then nothing changes down here on the front bed. If we zoom in on that, you can see that these top stitches have an extra little loop inside the latch, which is the tuck, and the bottom has knit. The row back, we want to knit everything, so we'll go out of tuck on the back bed by moving this lever back, knitting across, then moving back to tuck. So this is a 2-row repeat. The first row is to tuck the back, and then the second row is to knit everything. Okay, now if you would like to basically create the same fabric, but instead only tuck on the front, the way you do that is you move this lever to U, and that will make the bottom now tuck. Let's see if we can see that. One more detail that I didn't just say, to tuck the front, you have to be in both tuck and 0 over here. So tuck and 0. Then if I want to go back to knitting, I just adjust this to 1. So that knits everything, then adjust to 0 again, still on the U for tuck. You can see that there is a little bit of yarn tucking up into the head of the needle. So you're essentially just switching back and forth between the O and the 1 here. So as to tuck and not tuck. Remembering that 1 knits and 0 tucks. So now if we put it all together and we want to knit on the bottom. Remember, we're on 1 knits, 0 tucks. So we're gonna knit the bottom and we're gonna tuck the back by going to T up here. Then we're gonna flip it so we're knitting the back and tucking the front. So we're gonna go to 0 down here and we're gonna go to normal on the back. I am doing this while holding on to the camera, so I'm now gonna drop it, but let's see if I can show you. Okay, so that is the full rotation. I'm just gonna do a few rows of that so you can see how that looks. One thing that I do want to point out is you can do this process automatically using this additional little cam, which I'm gonna show you over here. So this is a little cam that you can remove and put back in. And what it does is it will flick this. So let's see. And obviously you need to pull it all the way over there to get this to flick. But when you run it over there, it does flick it back and forth into the 1 and the 0 position. So you can use that if you like as well. The main thing that this does is define what is knitting and what is doing the action being either tuck or skip. So if you're on 1, that means you're knitting if these are in 1, and 0 means that you're doing the action if you're on 0. So again, tucking or skipping. But if you were to go into 0s up here, it reverses. I find that a little confusing, which is why I like to not use this, but there is the option of reversing everything if you wanted to go to 0s. Then 0 would knit and 1 would tuck or skip. Anyway, that is full and half shaker, which is essentially just tucking only one bed or tucking one bed and then tucking the other bed.